Here we go. Okay. There's my terrible person I made in the start of the game. The lime green pants and, like, the magenta shirt. That's me. I made that. Not very proud of it, but I guess the avatars in this game, you don't really use them. They just kind of, like, sit there and stand there and they just, like, wave. So, we're gonna resume, actually, our park, which is gluten-free Disney World. There's no actual particular theme to it either. There's just a bunch of random rides and attractions that are just kind of terrible, and, you know, they're not the best rides, actually. This would not pass any safety inspections by, like, the amusement park people that do that, the safety inspections. It would totally fail all those, but, I mean, if you can look beyond that, I mean, it's pretty impressive. We have a Shrek ride. A ride that's, like, completely dedicated to Shrek. The first film, of course. The second film is actually probably my favorite Shrek film, but I have yet to make that. And since the first Shrek ride was a waterlog ride, I'm gonna use, like, a track ride for the second film. And for the second one, I'm gonna see if I can get any downloadable Shrek statues. Because I was told, like, when I uploaded my first Shrek ride, I was told that I can get someone to actually do that for me, so I don't have to do all the work, and then I could actually just make the ride faster, and that'd be good. Oh, what a good place to start. This is... Oh, wow. Okay, That's that. That's that. I'm just gonna very briefly go through everything. This is just the entrance to the park, and, there it is. That's it. That's it right there. That's what the guests are greeted to. So, this is our lovely little area where, we represent, Nazi propaganda. There's nothing subliminal about this. This is just straight up Nazi propaganda. Everyone has to go through here just to get to the rides. There we go. Here is our thing, and it plays Cher. Those people in the way. But yeah, our dream is a world without Jews. Probably not the best message for a family-friendly park, but for our park, it's perfectly fine, because our park is for terrible people who are probably either looking for, like, a death sentence, or just want to just be terrible people and admire these rides of torture. This is a really interesting ride I made. I was like, how, like, metal can I make a carousel? I mean, it kind of just, like, speaks for itself. Brutal Inferno of Doom. It is what it is. We just have a KKK ride. Just a teacup ride that is basically like a health food store, but it's fun because it's a ride. Look. Oh, and the thing is that the Nickelback ride that I have made actually leaks into the rest of the park. It's unfortunate because I wanted a theme for each ride, but that can't happen when there's Nickelback's greatest hits playing in the background. All the songs all at once. But, you know, you kind of live with it. So, yeah, no real theme to that ride. That's exactly what it looks like. This is probably my favorite ride that I made that's just like an in-game ride that I actually added background scenery to. It is Attack on Pearl Harbor, and it is themed on the attack on Pearl Harbor, just like the name would suggest. But the thing is, you just go on the planes, and you get to be the kamikaze pilots, and the bombers that just go ahead and wreak havoc on Pearl Harbor. And it plays Kenny Loggins' Danger Zone, which is like probably my favorite song. It's just such a perfect fit for this. Just anything with planes in it. If it doesn't have Kenny Loggins in it, it's not an official thing. Anyway, that was just a very brief introduction. I have a video on this, which is my Disney Star Wars ride. I have a video on my Shrek ride. It's like a 26-minute wait. Oh, there's no queue though. Is it like broken? Oh, it's testing. Okay, that explains a lot. But yeah, this ride has quite the queue. Even though it looks like there's a lot of cars, it's... Oh my god, you can already hear the Shrek audio. Oh, why is it playing now? That makes no sense. Like, it should be playing when it's going through there, but... But anyway, this ride is just 26 minutes long. These always go through within, like, the first minute, so it's like 25 minutes long of waiting, and this thing just gets backed up straight away. So basically the goal for me at this point is to make another roller coaster and more rides, because I have more guests coming in. I have 4,000 guests, and they're kind of like, eh. Like, this park is like, meh. Probably several reasons for that. It seems like the park that you would either love it or hate it. There's no, like, meh. So it's probably mixed reviews, actually. The next thing I'm actually going to try to focus on is our Michael Bay ride. And basically the goal with this is just to try to get as many special effects as I possibly can into just like one ride. And that would just be like amazing. Like, it's going to just be going to kill my computer. Just to make this, I think I'm actually going to have to make a third save for this park. I'm actually going to have to do it. I'm going to make a new park save. Because with just the sheer amount of things I'm going to put into this, it's going to fuck some shit up. It's not going to be like running very well. So I'm probably just going to do like the groundworks for this Michael Bay ride, and we're going to go ahead and move the sign to like the front. There's just like some birds like congregating over here. I don't know what they're doing, but I think they know. I think they know that this is just going to be... This is the last time this land's going to be just pristine and, like, unraped by my terrible, rides. This is going to be just terrible. Like, Hollywood blockbuster B-movie garbage as soon as I get into it. But we're going to focus on that later. We're going to just get the foundations of this going. So... For that, we should get a roller coaster. Of course it's going to be a roller coaster. We want a fast ride to represent the fast-paced themes of Michael Bay films. So we're going to go ahead and go with... let's see here. I have to actually look at all of these. See, I think Digitalizer... I want to do different types of coasters for each ride. I don't want to duplicate any coasters. So Frenzy, high excitement level. We want to make sure that the excitement is like as high as possible, because see, it's even more than Digitalizer, so that's pretty good. Let's see here. Frenzy looks pretty good because it looks like it can pack a lot of people on there all at once. And since all Michael Bay movies are just a bunch of like money whoring, just get as many people on as you possibly can. We'd probably want a roller coaster that would be able to do that. So it looks like Frenzy can do that pretty well. Meanwhile, Downforce only has like 2 seats per thing, and we'd want a lot more. We need to like crank out the money like nothing else. Even though we're in unlimited mode, we are still working. Oh my god. I can just see our monthly profit go to shit. It's because we have like 1 billion employees just hired for like scenery positions. They never leave, but they get paid pretty well, so that's pretty good. Okay, so these are all the pre-built ones. Oh, okay, so the excitement and stuff is just the pre-built rides. Okay, so I want to look at custom. Oh, here we go. See, Athon, or Athon. It looks like that should be a roller coaster. It looks like the kind that'd be like at Universal Studios, They just like pack a ton of people on all at once. And that's kind of what we're looking for. Could do Dragon Junior Coaster. That'd be actually really funny. If we just did like insane shit, but with like a junior coaster. Oh my god, I almost want to do that. On the other hand, I am gonna I am really considering this one for a Michael Bay ride. This is gonna be a professional Michael Bay film, big budget, but the final project is gonna be just a giant piece of shit. The coaster itself should be enjoyable to ride, but just the theming and the over redundance of special effects should be pretty obvious and should be in your face. I don't know. And maybe I'm just old-fashioned, but I don't really care for like the ones where the seats like go under the rails. The American Air. Oh. Oh. Oh my god, we really might want to do this. American Aero. Oh my god, this is probably like the perfect coaster for this. My only complaint is that it doesn't look like you can fit that many people in it, but it seems like the ultimate like Michael Bay film is just Murica, just with like the apostrophe Murica, Murica ride, because it has like American Aero and it has like the stars and stripes and shit on it. I think I really might want to use that. But then again, this might be more appropriate for our Alex Jones ride that we're going to make down the line at some point. So, we got to work with the land we have. So, to make like a pretty good turn into here, we're probably going to only want to start it just like this far. Oh my god, why is it going into the ground like that? And we're just going to make some more station. Now this will also make sure that we can have like super long queues for this, because I know the queues on this are just going to be like super long. Thing is that I don't want to make it so intense no one will ride it, but I want to make it like just enough to the point where like barely any, like people are just going to barely ride it. Like people will live, but like barely. Like they'll come out with like some like broken limbs and shit, and they'll need to be like hospitalized after riding this ride. It's going to be, like, absolutely terrible and frightening for people, but, I mean, it's a Michael Bay ride. You're not going to come out just unscathed. I think that's long enough. I think we can fit, like, a whole crap ton of cars in there. But just for good measure, I'm going to make this even longer. Alright, so I think we can start out with some track. I don't know why it's doing that. Does it need that, like, at first? Or is it just the whole time it needs that much ground clearance? Because that's a lot of ground clearance just for this ride. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to plan this out. I want to make sure that this whole ride is contained within this tree line here. And, like, this line of this cliff area. That'd be most preferable. I mean, this is a lot of area to work with just for this one ride, so I think we're good. But at the same time, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the ride itself. I know there's going to be lots of special effects, but I didn't actually plan out what's going to be on the ride. I just know I'm going to use a bunch of like downloaded things like robots and things. I think I need to plan this out a little bit more.